You know, some watches you can just buy. But then there are the others, the ones you kind of have to earn. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest unicorns in the watch world, the Omega Speedmaster's Snoopy. And getting your hands on one? Oh, it's not just about the money. It's a full-on quest, with its own unwritten rules, its own gatekeepers, and a very, very long wait. All right, let's get into it.
So what's all the fuss about anyway? Well, this watch celebrates a huge moment, the 50th anniversary of Omega getting the Silver Snoopy Award from NASA. Yeah, that NASA. See, back in 1970, during the Apollo 13 crisis, it was an Omega Speedmaster that helped time the critical engine burns to get the crew home safe. So this isn't just a watch, it's literally a piece of spacefaring history you can wear on your wrist.
And here's the price tag, at least officially in Taiwan, 351,000 new Taiwan dollars. Seems pretty straightforward, right? Well, with this particular Speedmaster, that number isn't really a price tag. Think of it more as the cover charge to get into a very exclusive, very complicated club. Because the real currency here isn't dollars, it's time, it's relationships, and it's strategy. The real cost is patience. So how in the world do you actually play this game and win? That's exactly what we're about to break down.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the prize itself. What makes this watch so darn special? Then we'll pull back the curtain on the unspoken rules and the gatekeepers. We're going to walk through the official waiting game, calculate the costs you don't see on the sticker, and then, most importantly, lay out a clear strategy for you. And we'll wrap it all up with one last question to think about.
So, first things first, let's take a closer look at what we're actually fighting for here. Because to really get why people go through all this trouble, you have to understand what makes this watch more than just a watch.
Okay, so let's geek out a little. You've got your model number, your caliber, all the standard stuff. But this is where the magic happens. Look at that case back. When you fire up the chronograph, Snoopy, in his little command module, actually flies around the far side of the moon. And that little Earth disk behind him, it rotates once a minute. It's this incredible mechanical animation that tells a story right on the back of the watch. I mean, come on, that is pure catnip for collectors. Okay, so you're sold. You want one. I get it. But this is where you hit the first wall. See, buying this thing isn't just a transaction. It's about getting past the gatekeepers and understanding their unwritten rules.
On paper, it sounds simple enough, right? You just walk into an Omega boutique, say you want one, and they put your name on a list. But anyone who's actually tried this knows that's not how it works. The official list is just one piece of the puzzle. The real game is all about your relationship with the people at the store.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from a user on Reddit says it all. It's not about who got there first, it's about who the manager thinks of first. Being very close means you're the one who gets that magic phone call when a watch finally comes in. It really is a relationship game.
And it's not just a rumor. Enthusiast guides back this up completely. They state it pretty clearly. The store manager has the final say. They decide who gets a watch. And what they're looking for are true fans of the brand, not just someone looking to flip it for a quick profit. The bottom line is, the manager is the ultimate gatekeeper.
So, you know about the secret handshake, but you still have to follow the official process. Let's dig into what getting on the list actually means. Because, well, it's not as simple as it sounds.
Okay, first thing you need to know, there are two lists. There's the willingness list, which is super informal. It's basically you saying, hey, I'm interested. They take your name, but there's no real guarantee. Then there's the formal list. This is the real deal. This is where you make a serious financial commitment, and this is the cue that actually matters.
And when I say financial commitment, I am not kidding. To get on that formal list, most boutiques are going to ask for a deposit between 50 and 100% of the watch's price. That is a huge amount of money to tie up for something you might not see for years.
And here's why that matters so much. The wait times are, well, they're insane. Best case scenario, you wait a few months. But more often than not, people are told to expect about a 2-year wait. And realistically, what most sources say is somewhere in the 2 to 4 year range. And if you're a new customer with no buying history, some insiders will tell you your chances are, and I quote, next to zero.
Now this long wait brings us to a part of the price that almost nobody talks about, but it's so important: the hidden cost of time.
Just think about it for a second. If you put down a full 100% deposit, that's NT $351,000 just sitting there. It's not in your savings account, it's not in an investment. So what's the actual opportunity cost of having that money tied up for so long?
Let's just run the numbers. With a pretty modest 6% annual return, waiting just 1 year costs you over 21,000 NT dollars in potential gains. Stretch that out to 4 years, and that hidden cost explodes to over 92,000 NT dollars. That's more than a quarter of the watch's price. Just gone. Poof. That's the price of waiting in line.
Okay, so the challenges are pretty clear, right? We've got gatekeepers, secret rules, crazy long waits, hidden costs. It sounds impossible. But don't worry, because now we get to the good part. This is the strategy, your personal guide for this quest. So, after digging through all the stories from people who actually succeeded, the winning strategy really boils down to 4 key steps. 1. Pick the right place to start. 2. Show them you're a real fan, not just a hype chaser. 3. You have to specifically ask for the formal deposit-paid list. And 4. Lock in all the critical details.
So, where do you go? The consensus is clear. You have to go to an official Omega boutique. They get first dibs on these high-demand watches way before authorized dealers do. In Taiwan, the #1 spot to try is the flagship boutique in Taipei 101. It's got the best reviews. After that, try the one in Shinkong Mitsukoshi A9. Starting here gives you the best shot.
All right, now when you're there, you need to have these 4 questions ready to go. You have to ask, is this deposit for the formal list? You need to know if the price is locked in so you're safe from any price hikes down the road. You absolutely have to clarify if that deposit is fully refundable. And the big one, ask them for a formal receipt that puts all of this in writing. This is how you protect yourself.
So, we've looked at the price, we've decoded the process, we've laid out the strategy, we've basically mapped out the entire unspoken world of the Snoopy Moonwatch. And all of that brings us to one last big question.
After all this, you just have to wonder, is this whole complicated, difficult process a mistake, a bug in the system, or is it actually intentional? Is it possible that the struggle, the long wait, the entire quest is what turns a really cool watch into a true legendary prize? What do you think? The answer to that, well, it might just change the way you look at luxury altogether.